Jeez. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob from my channel, Smirking Gun Reviews. It is 13 Reasons Why Season 2, Episode 3 time. It's kind of hard to not binge this a little bit. Full spoilers, though, if you haven't seen the episode. This is Drunk Slut. I hate saying that title, but that's what the name of it's called. So yeah, like I said, full spoilers. I really want to continue doing this. I don't get a lot of views, but I do think it's an important show to talk about, even if it thematically has some sort of like overly dramatic, teenage drama things going on. And by that I mean, again, serialized television. Like, this is a show that's trying to say something, but it can't help sometimes be a show. Just like, the whole point of this story this week, this episode, was how Clay got a car. I'm just kidding, but they throw that in there. That kind of regular teenage drama thing. But no, the point, the thing that I took away from this, over everything, the overreaching thing of this episode, is the labels and the ways that women feel. Girls, women, whatever. That the fear that women have, the fear that girls have, females, whatever. It's hard as a guy to talk about this, I guess, a little bit. Because, like, in the episode, they even say, even the well-meaning guys try to put labels on you. And it's sad, but it's true. I mean, what women have to go through every single day is just completely different from what a guy has to go through, and that there are few and far between guys that ride that line a little bit, like she says in the episode, that just says, there are a few of us guys out there that know what it's like, kind of. I feel like I'm one of those people. I don't want to, anybody can just say that about themselves, but I mean, I really do feel that way. I've never been one of those people that fit in the box of what, I felt like I was supposed to be. There's a whole bunch of different things that I feel like people thought I should be, and I wasn't. And so once you can't do that, people, you do feel the eyes on you. You do feel like everybody is talking about you, think, like, you're doing it to yourself. And they mentioned that too, that you do it to yourself. But guys, they get to, like she says, they get to define themselves, and it's very true. Like, most guys get to just be. And women, for a lot of the time, don't get to do that. And what really hit me, though, was the line about even well-meaning guys tend to try to label you, try to fit you into the mold, try to tell you who you are. And it really made me think about that, because I realized that I've done that on numerous occasions. Like, you don't mean to, I don't mean to, but at the same time, subconsciously, you are, like, if a girl asks you for advice, you see them how you see them, and you don't know, like, until they tell you who they are. A lot of times we project that, and I've done that. And it really, now, I hope I can move forward, being more educated on how I talk, to somebody that needs advice, or just in general, because it's important, and not enough people do that. And I feel like if a lot of us just took a minute before we started opening our big fucking mouths to try to find out who somebody is before we start trying to make them into what we want them to be. Anyway, to get to this episode, this is a good episode. This is a really good episode because of the things that they're dealing with, like what this happens to her, telling the truth. Now, yes, one of the main pain in the asses is that Clay still lies about everything. He's our hero, ladies and gentlemen. I know, like, he's the well-meaning one. There's a few well-meaning people in this, but all of them have gotten there because of lies and, the whole thing of the power of, not knowing, you know, feeling like you're going to disappoint your parents, or, you know, your friends aren't going to like you by telling the truth. All these things that pile up on you to keep you from being honest. And we've started to see people becoming more honest in this show. You had Courtney, and there's a scene where Courtney and Marcus are talking, and her kind of telling him, like, look, there really is only one truth. He's trying to, like, make excuses, but there really isn't. She's done the hard thing. Now it's up to everybody else to start making those choices too. And I'm gonna stop predicting who I think is messing with everybody, because I have a feeling I'm gonna be disappointed either way. But that's another thing. It's like they need to start reporting this shit, because what's the point of, like, Derek Luke's counselor character trying if nobody's coming to him with new things? Everybody keeps still hiding all this crap. They need to just, every time something happens, they need to do something about it. But nobody's doing anything about it. And they even bring that up in the case, like, did you people tell anybody? And they, well, if I thought the school wasn't going to do anything, and it's part of this problem that, they feel like they can't because they don't think anything's going to happen. And that's a real thing. That is a real life thing. Whether you're in high school or my age or an old person, a lot of times we are worried that nothing's going to happen because nothing ever does. But that's no excuse for just shoving everything down more and more and more. It's like a cardboard compactor like I have at my job. You can keep pushing that stuff down, but eventually, no matter how far it goes, it will start to keep rising up until it'll pop and burst everywhere. That was a really fucking weird analogy. I don't know how I got to that one. Maybe it makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I like, like Sky and Clay. I like that she tells him that he has to go. I know you love me, but you got to go. Right? You got to work on your own shit. I got to work on my shit. You got to work on your shit. Because it is true. I mean, if every time, like, if I lost somebody that I loved, like Clay did for Hannah, I'd be thinking about it all the fucking time. And just going into another relationship, it is not fair to you. It is not fair to her. It is not even fair to the girl that you're trying to, the dead girl. So, yeah, it's best that Clay figure out his crap. This needs to all, get worked out first. Another thing I liked seeing Tony's dark side. I like, even though it's not a good idea to beat people up. But Tony's one of my favorite characters just because he's kind of, I don't know. He's like the Christian Slater, less psychotic, and Heather's kind of guy. Like, everybody needs a Judd Nelson from, like, the Breakfast Club. That's Tony to me. Now, I don't want to label him. Here I go labeling people. But I like Tony a lot. I think he has an interesting insight because he's kind of has the connection with Hannah's mother and in the group of people. Like, he kind of lives in the gray area, the middle stuff. I really also like seeing the different perspectives of memories in this episode of, how we saw it in season 1, and then how it kind of, by changing the perspective, how it's actually, went on. So at times when you thought somebody was being an asshole, they really weren't, And sometimes the character you think is a bad person or a good person is actually kind of being the opposite. So kudos to the show for doing a little bit of that. We've got the case of the missing Justin Foley, who is, I guess, a meth head now. Pretty boy on the corner, smoking meth, hiding out. I don't know how I feel about all that stuff. It's a little cheesy. Bringing him back, hiding him in the house. No more lies, no more secrets. There's a meth head upstairs, and I'm going to bring a sandwich to in about a second. Then he's going to smoke meth after we all go to bed. And he's got a gun. I don't know how I feel about all that, but I guess they had to work Justin back into the story eventually. Not much going on with Bryce, and dang, I keep forgetting who the Asian actor plays. That's kind of writing, who helps Alex occasionally. If anybody knows, just remind me in the damn comment section. I'm getting a little tired of that whole storyline of him not being able to like pick a side. Um, and Bryce, he didn't really have anything to do in this, and I really feel like if he is behind like the, you know, trying to intimidate people, I feel like it's really obvious. So I hope that telling a story, as forget about like the message of the show. I hope from a storytelling standpoint that it isn't Bryce that's doing this, that it's somebody else close, probably close to Bryce, or somebody that's doing this stuff. Or it could just be somebody that we don't even see coming. Like I said, I'm kind of tired of predicting that stuff. So I'm going to try not to. We get to, I really like the courtroom stuff here. Jess does a really good job at almost giving everything up, putting it out there, that what they had talked about, trying to like just, even if they don't ask you, just put it out there. You can tell somebody to forget something, but a jury doesn't have to forget something once you tell it. The judge can tell you to forget it, but that don't make, unless they use the Men in Black flashy thing, it's still in your brain. And you got to give it up to her for at least doing this. And I think I keep calling the lawyer for the defense the prosecutor. I apologize for that screw up. I didn't. She just seems like a prosecutor. Again, just going after everybody. Questioning everything. And you have to like understand like the way that the courtroom stuff is going on with the mother, and that other lady still like telling her, you got to be, you're the voice, make Hannah the voice of all this. And I still think that lady is really in the end just caring about her own agenda. The whole like talking to the guy who says bad things, I mean, it's pretty much pointless. You talk to reporters, they're going to change anything they want, and they're always going to ask you a question that makes you feel like a fucking asshole. So, that's one of those scenes that just kind of, you want, it's cringeworthy a little bit, they always have something to say. No matter what good thing you say, they'll always hit you with a question that, dang it, hang on one second. I got this thing that just fades it out if I don't move it around. Sorry. That was very unprofessional of me. So anyway, I'm trying to think of what else we got going on here. Derek Luke, looking for job offers, goes to Bryce's parents' house to discuss your son. Okay, I said he was that choking Bryce out was a bad move. This might even be dumber. Because Desperate Housewife that answered the door, and literally she's the first Desperate Housewife. I just don't see that going well for him. He says he wants to help, but these people know what Bryce is. His parents know what Bryce is. Anybody that tells you like, oh, they're gonna be the ones that I just didn't know, bull fucking shit. These people created a monster and they goddamn know it. They just can't, some people can just make any excuse for their fuckhead kid. I do believe that these people are going to be that kind of people. But anyway, I really don't think they have much more going on. I mean, they try to like make you understand that how complicated Hannah was, and all the things that she tried to do. And with each character, you see a little bit more of that. You see bad, sides of Hannah that are, kind of less flattering as we want her to be. But that's how people are. We're not all just one thing. And so to paint Hannah as just always like the the virtuous heroine from a great epic story where she's the hero all the time. That's just not how it is in real life. People have ugly sides. People do dumb things. People say dumb things. People lie. People tell the truth. It's all one big vicious cycle. So anyway, I don't really think I have too much more to say about this episode. It will be interesting to see what happens with as Justin's back. I hope more people start telling the truth. Looks like Marcus is struggling a little bit because now somebody lit his dad's thing on fire. Ooh, I swear to God, though, I thought it was a burning cross before they showed it was just a sign. I was like, if this was a burning cross, I was gonna say, remember when I said, I hope this show doesn't have any many jump the shark moments? That would have been a goddamn jump the shark moment. But it was just a sign, and you see somebody running away. So, it could just be random dummies. I mean, who knows? Anyway, that's all I have for this episode. I'll probably stop recording and remember something later on, but I think I covered the basics of this. The general, all of it. But yeah, in the end, we should all try to stop, maybe take a look at ourselves a little bit and how we treat women. When we talk about them, as far as like when somebody asks you for advice or whatever, if they need you in some way, try to think before you speak. Try to think about, who they are and not what you think they are. That's all. Anyway, if you like this video, please hit the like button. We are at 60 subscribers. It's only 15 away from the next contest that we'll be doing. I don't know for what show I'll be giving something away for yet, but yeah, we only have 15 people away. So if you want to be part of the contest or you like my videos, hit subscribe. We're a tiny little, acorn trying to grow into a kind of a medium-sized tree. I don't know. Another stupid analogy. I don't know why. I really don't know what is wrong with me tonight with the analogies. Anyway, comments, criticisms, whatever, put them down in the section below. We will be back with episode 4 on, I might do one tomorrow because it's kind of hard not watching this show. I am trying not to binge it, so I might have another episode up tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll be Wednesday, which also means Tuesday, tomorrow we got Legion. Wednesday we got Handmaid's Tale, comic reviews, and then who knows what else. Some more of this, for sure. Westworld on Sundays. And Arrested Development comes out on May 30th. And Solo, I'll have a Star Wars story. The Solo story review should be up on Sunday. So anyway, thanks. Wow, I just talked all that bunch about stuff that has nothing to do with 13 Reasons Why. But I guess you got to do it. So anyway, this is Rob from Smirking Gun Reviews saying have a good night. Please try to watch these videos if you all the way through. I really do enjoy making them, and I do think that there is something to be said for this show. So have a good night, and we will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.